Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. And what happened yesterday? That was quite a sell-off, wasn't it? We saw Bitcoin just take a pretty big plunge in just a few hours. The total market cap went from 2.4 trillion to 1.8 trillion. We're back on track. And yeah, we are back in that price range where Bitcoin was in September. Now, it's the whales, they create this sell side pressure. And then you have a domino effect with the people who are leveraged. There was 3.2 billion in liquidations yesterday. This decline just happens with additional pressure when those margin calls are triggered. So the market has settled and we are moving back into the green. I think if you've been in this space a while, that kind of price volatility is, we get used to it. All right, let's talk about what's going on with the SEC. I also want to tell you that there is huge news coming out of Japan with SBI trying to take over a bank. I'll tell you about that. But the actions coming from the SEC, now continuing with Gary Gensler, has become more and more despicable day by day. Coinbase now is threatened to be sued. And this is the latest example coming from the chief legal officer at Coinbase, who wrote on a blog explaining the situation that they're in. They have been trying for months to engage in a productive way with the SEC, and they just got a Wells notice about their planned lend program. A Wells notice is an official way a regulator tells a company that it intends to sue the company in court. Crazy, right? They wanted to start this 4% APY on USD coin, and the SEC told them that they consider the lend to be involve a security, but they wouldn't say why, and they didn't tell them how they reached that conclusion. So Coinbase had put people on a wait list, and they didn't launch the date. But listen to this. The SEC also asked for the names and contact information of every single person who signed up on the lend wait list. Can you believe that? So Coinbase did not agree to provide that because they take everybody's request for customer personal information cautiously. But I can't even believe that the SEC asked for it. And the SEC still won't explain why they see a problem. Rather, they have told Coinbase that if they launch lend, they intend then to sue. And they asked if the SEC would share the reasoning with them, but again, they have not told them why. This is a clip that I found from 2018. Coinbase was a target of Gary Gensler 3 years ago. On Tuesday, at the committee hearing, he needs to really be asked why the SEC would not engage with Coinbase despite the come in and talk to us mantra. I want you to listen to just this 25 seconds here.
If it gets broad adoption, if we really think the crypto world's going to be part of the future, it needs to come inside a public policy envelope. That means we need to guard against illicit activity. And yes, we need to protect investors. The crypto exchanges, big exchanges like Coinbase, need to really come within either SEC or the CFTC, the agency I once was honored to chair.
So what kind of illicit activity is Coinbase engaging in? I want really everybody to take this opportunity, because Gensler is going to testify in front of the Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee. I want people to include the tweets that they are sending among each other about all of this really despicable behavior with the members of the committee so that they might ask pertinent questions. There's going to be millions of people watching these members, and it's very, in the link that I put on Twitter here, It takes you to all the members, and it's very, very simple. All you need to do is click on one of those links. It takes you to their homepage, and you can find their Twitter account. They are all on Twitter. And just don't let your tweets go to waste by talking to people in the crypto bubble. I want people to make sure that all of these members of the Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs group know what's going on so that they ask the right questions. All right, today's Financial Times. Wow, this article, it shows how deep Joseph Lubin is in with Wall Street. He's being called the crypto whisperer. So the Canadian programmer in his mid-50s leads ConsenSys. This is a network of for-profit projects that are tied to Ethereum. And the article reveals much of the work and collaboration that he's done with banks around the world, of course, but also notably with JP Morgan. This is a fantastic article. You can see here, when I bring you down to this area, that last year, JP Morgan sold off its first relatively open version of blockchain. It's called Quorum. And they sold it to ConsenSys for an undisclosed amount. And maybe they only sold it for $1, right? Because I'm going to show you something. They are setting out to build a private system, JP Morgan was, and that would be open to clients in this kind of quasi-crypto club. And in this article, too, it has Lubin as saying in a quote, "We are making a lot of money." But, of course, it's impossible to verify this in detail since ConsenSys is private. So what I want to show you is there is a project that was launched back in 2019. This is ConsenSys working with Union Bank, and they together were expanding Project I2I with the rural banks, 130 of them in the Philippines. And they were well positioned to reach 56% of the people living in villages around the country. And this portion in the middle here of this video, ConsenSys Solutions and Union Bank are currently working together to expand Project I2I to include international funds transfer. That's cross-border remittances. And today's video, as in uploaded just a few hours ago, you can see that it has morphed into Kaleido. And I just want you to watch where you'll see it is built on Quorum. And on the 1 minute and 56 second mark, you're going to hear from Joseph Lubin. Have a listen.
To me, the main driver is that it fulfills our purpose as a banking institution, which is to elevate lives. There's a deep need to make that happen in the Philippines in particular because of the amount of poverty, much of which is caused by Filipinos that are unbanked. By banking them or taking on that challenge, then we acquire the opportunity to make a difference.
We thought of how can we use blockchain, an emerging technology, and address an age-old legacy problem of financial inclusion, bringing together the rural banks and making their transactions between one another more seamless. So that's how we came about I2I.
The idea of coming together on the blockchain and be able to do transactions as a national franchise, I thought was a very exciting possibility. We felt that the solution required us to use institutions that were on the ground, and those institutions are limited in scope geographically. It wasn't that possible without blockchain technology.
The way we positioned it internally was as a pilot experiment that we needed to scope out. I and other consensus people from all over the world actually spent a week there to appreciate the challenges in connectivity, in remoteness, and even day-to-day living.
One of the difficulties in implementing a project like this is that in order to do socially impactful things in financial infrastructures, you find that there are no financial infrastructures to do socially impactful things. Union Bank is making the choice to build it on Kaleido, on AWS, and these different rural groups who are using, in some cases, pieces of paper can be given a very lightweight tablet, and that can be their infrastructure.
Kaleido.
So I think you can kind of see that Joseph Lubin is very deep into the remittance space. And on August 11th, JP Morgan announced the launch of a new real-time payment service, and it's with an unnamed fintech company. Now, don't forget that JP Morgan was part of this round of 65 million that was raised for ConsenSys just April of this year. So I am seeing this green light for Ethereum is looking more and more like dirty pool. What I mean by dirty pool is it's underhanded conduct, it's unfair, it is dishonest behavior. I think, this is my own theory, I think that Ripple was in the way. And I think that there are many reasons why Ethereum got the green light, but I do believe this is one of those reasons. Now, SBI, wow, they are in the news big time. I'm going to keep you updated because it is an attempt to take over Shinsei Bank in Japan. SBI is the largest outside shareholder of Ripple, and it is a huge advocate of XRP. And I think this move, while we're waiting for a response from the bank, and if the response is not good, we could be prepared for a hostile takeover. Yes, that's what everybody is talking about. Wow, was it really in the news today? And SBI VC Trade is also going to add two new tokens on the 16th. All right, let's see how good I am. For the record, I am going to say that it is ADA, Cardano, and XYM, which is NEM. You might be surprised that I am guessing NEM, but it has very, very high liquidity here in Japan, and it is quite popular. So that is what I guess. Let's see how good I am. And tomorrow is really big. I mean, really big. I have the opportunity to speak to Halsey Miner, and he is an internet visionary who is the founder of technology companies that have created Uphold, CNET, Google Voice, Salesforce.com, just to name a few. His current focus is very interesting. He's bringing to the market and to the world video NFTs. Video NFTs, which, wow, when you see what it is they're doing, how they're doing it, and actually the possibilities of how this is going to really give us historical proof, fight fake news, be able to hand down to generations history, to be able to really bring NFTs into the internet of what has really made the internet boom, and that is video. The early internet was still images, right? Text and still images. First text, then still images. But now, really, the internet is about video. So I think this is going to be incredibly huge and incredibly successful. And I can't wait. It's going to be just a few hours from now. And I really just can't wait. All right. I am also telling you that the final day came to a close, and I'm going to announce the lucky winner who is going to get that logo for Twitter makeover. And I'm going to do it on Friday's video. There's a lot of people who are going to be in the running. Just one name will be chosen. Yeah, it was a theme that we did for the moon viewing, because that is a big event that happens in Japan every year in September. The 21st is the official moon viewing day. It's when the moon is the brightest, and it's this big celebration here. I can show you that McDonald's really went out as of the 8th of September. This is the entire menu lineup for moon viewing. This is Scheme Moon View. And they have brought, just for this short period of time, all of these items that are all to represent the moon. Everything has kind of a moon theme to it. The eggs, of course, on these burgers. But wow, I love the shaka shaka fries with a spicy mayo. They've done this one before, and yummy. I haven't tried any of these yet, but I have to be honest, I want to try. And if you think the food is a little strange in Japan, well, this has got to be one of the strangest ones I found. It's fish in chocolate. Mackerel fish in chocolate. This is one I don't think I'll be trying. And I just did want to share with you a Scottish fold. This little kitty, his name is Motimaru. He is in Japan and holds the Guinness World Record now for the most watched cat on YouTube, totaling 619 million views thus far, and even on Twitter can get something like 320,000 likes in a single tweet. Anyway, I found that this video channel is addictive. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.